Hello student, welcome to today's class on Introduction to Natural Resource Economics. Then what is meant by natural resource economics? The natural resource economics is a science which deals with the application of principle of economics and institutional economics in the study of natural resources with the objectives of sustainable development or growth. Let us look at the Herman's-Day's method of classifying economics to get an idea about the natural resource economics. In this table, it is clear that economics deals with the goods and services which are produced and consumed by human beings. Whereas the natural resource economics, it deals with goods and services produced by nature and consumed by humans. The ecological economics deals with economics of ecological relations, while environmental economics deals with effects of human action on nature or environment, for example, pollution control. Literally speaking, economics deals with financial housekeeping, whereas ecology deals with environmental housekeeping. Then coming to classification of natural resources. Natural resources, they are free gift of nature to humankind. Natural resources are classified into two types, that is renewable natural resources and non-renewable natural resources. Renewable natural resources are those which can be renewed within a reasonable time period or a frame like water, forestry, fishery, etc. The non-renewable natural resources, they are also called as exhaustible or depletable resources, since their supplies get exhausted as more of them is exploited. For example, minerals, petroleum, fossil fuels, etc. Then coming to properties of natural resources. The first property is uniqueness. This implies that there are no perfect substitutes and are required for everyone. The cross elasticity of substitution is zero or very low in case of natural resources. For example, endangered species, they are very unique, and some unique scenic view. Solar energy which is used for photosynthesis. In case of tree, there will be existence of few substitutes, but they are not perfect substitute. Next property is indispensability. Natural resources are absolutely necessary for one and all. They are required by all living and non-living beings. So we should not plunder the natural resources as it has an impact on equity on the distribution of resources. For example, water, air. So efficient use and equity is a very important here. The next property is, by seeing this picture we can understand, it is irreversibility. Once natural resources are overexploited or degenerated, it is impossible to get back to their original shape or position. For example, natural forest. Once we destroy the natural forest, it is difficulty to regain the original properties and shape. Even groundwater. Once overexploited, it results in secular or long-term overdraft and takes a very long time to regain the original position. Next property is uncertainty. Uncertainty means whether neither the event is known nor the probability of occurrence. The uncertainty with regards to their behavior, for example, land earthquake, natural hazards. Here also neither the event is known nor the probability of occurrence. Even uncertainty with regard to information, for example, lack of knowledge. Vinca rosea, it's the best example. Earlier, it was treated as a weed, but 1980 onwards, its roots found to be very beneficial as has an immense useful in treating the cancer patient. If natural resources are eliminated, the society has to bear huge cost as we do not know how ecosystem works and even we do not know what else we are likely to lose. The next property is invisibility. Certain natural resources are invisible in nature, for example, groundwater. The next property is remoteness. It means poor accessibility to some resources. They will be available only in some particular places. For example, endangered medicinal plant species. Then next property is intricate. Intricate or intricacy made up of many small parts put together in a complex way and hence its difficulty to follow or understand. For example, global warming. It is not easy to comprehend because as environmental effects are complex. Even in greenhouse gas effect, these are independent over time and space. The next property is independence to interdependence. Natural resources and effects are interdependent. For example, hydrological cycle. From water to clouds, clouds to rainfall, then rainfall to recharge. But if it is a heavy rainfall, then we get less recharge and less pollination. That's why they are independent to interdependent. The next property. In case of natural resource, there will be a lack of clearly defined property rights. Ownership makes more efficient usage since natural resources are free gift of nature, hence cannot be managed properly. Next property is existence of externality. Externality means it refers to the events essentially linked with a process over which man has no control. This externality refers to it is a uncharged benefits and unreimbursed cost involved in the process of production, processing and use of commodities. These are two types of externality. Example, positive externality and negative externality. You can see in first picture, this is the example for negative externality. The one person is smoking, but it's affecting other person too. So negative externality means these are the harmful events linked with a process. Negative externality refers to unreimbursed cost due to action of one economic agent on the other. It is unintended side effect of one person's action results in negative or decreased benefit to the others. Other examples are like the mulberry silkworm rearing next to cabbage farmer. He suffers loss of cocoon yields by feeding them mulberry leaves on which the pesticide spray deposit of the neighboring cabbage farmer are apparent due to drift of plants protection and chemical sprays. The next picture is the sunflower field and apiculture. This is the example for positive externality. These are the beneficial events linked with a process. Positive externality are the uncharged benefit enjoyed by one economic agent due to the action of another economic agent. For example, the sunflower farmer next to an apiculture derives the benefit of successful pollination in sunflower and thus increase the output. And in same way for the apiculture farmer also, the apiculturist on the other hand, he will also realize increased output of honey due to good collection of nectar from sunflowers. Both in fact are enjoying positive externality due to the actions of each other. Even forest, it gives the fresh air and feeling of relief to all those who passes through them. It is a beneficial thing, but over it managers of forest they have no control. Even the other example is like a farmer undertaking a organic farming practices conserves his soil moisture, uses the biopesticide, the organic inputs and maintains the desirable environment. These benefits accrue not only to the organic farmers but also to the neighboring farmers who have been following the inorganic farming. So if there is existence of externality, it leads to inefficiency and results in welfare loss. The next property is the natural resources are pure public goods. An environmental asset is considered a pure public good if its consumption is non-rival and non-excludable. A pure public good is available to all and one person consumption does not reduces another person consumption. Non-rivalry implies that the the marginal social cost of supplying the good to an additional individual is zero. For example, water diamond paradox. In summary, these all are the properties of natural resources which we have seen in the previous slides. That is uniqueness, invisibility, remoteness, indispensability, irreversibility, intricate, independence to interdependence, uncertainty, lack of clearly defined property rights, existence of externality, and pure public good. Till now, we have seen what are the properties of natural resources. Now, we are going to study about what are the difference between agriculture economics and natural resource economics. Uh, the first difference is about the aims. The agriculture economics, it aims for profit maximization for farmer and satisfaction of farm families. In natural resource economics, the main aim is the management of natural resources. In agriculture economics, good production or inputs like seeds, fertilizer, labor, plant protection chemicals, FOM, these are the types of goods. In natural resource economics, type of goods means resources, that is water, land, forest, fisheries, environmental services, biodiversity, etc. In agriculture economics, good produce are need not be a unique and there will be a few close substitute. But in case of natural resources, they are unique in nature and they have no close substitute. And in agriculture economics, reversibility can be possible with the involvement of risk. But in case of natural resources, reversibility is not possible. There is no question of reversibility. For example, forestry. In agriculture economics, the cost involved is marginal cost. It means additional cost due to the additional output. In natural resource economics, it is a transaction cost. Cost due to externality which arise due to lack of well-defined property rights and lack of information. In agriculture economics, there will be a well-defined market for agriculture inputs and output, for example, regulated market. In natural resource economics, well-defined markets do not exist for natural resources. It is due to lack of well-defined property rights and lack of information. In agriculture economic, market price is relevant since markets for agriculture commodities are well defined. In natural resource economics, valuation of natural resources is relevant. Market is not defined. Market cannot incorporate all the values in the prices. In agriculture economics, farmers, consumers and governments are the stakeholders. In natural resources, virtually everyone in society is a stakeholder since natural resources are indispensable and there are no substitutes and all of us we need natural resources. In agriculture economics, the pre-rider problem is not many. Pre-riders do not contribute for the conservation of resources, thinking and expecting that all others will contribute. And in natural resources, there are many pre-riders, more opportunity for pre-riding because of ill-defined property rights. Scarcity of agriculture commodities not relevant in case of agriculture economics and scarcity of natural resources is relevant due to the difficulty in their non-renewability in the short term. Agriculture economics ignores the presence of negative externality, but natural resource economics and negative externalities valued and included in the cost of cultivation. It refers to as internalization of externality. Then efficiency and equity. In agriculture economics, it is more relevant. Efficiency is unaffected by equity and sustainability. In case of natural resources, it is not highly relevant, but efficiency is affected by inter and intra-generational equity and access to resources and sustainability. In case of agriculture economics, sustainability is not taken into consideration, but in case of natural resource economics, sustainability is highly important. In agriculture economics, opportunity cost refers to the return foregone by taking up the next best alternative. Here, opportunity cost over space. But in case of natural resources, opportunity cost refers to the cost imposed on the future generation for having used a unit of resources at present. For example, petroleum. That's why here opportunity cost over time. Whereas in case of agriculture economics, it is opportunity cost is over space. In natural resource economics, opportunity cost over time. In agriculture economics, short-term policies are relevant due to dynamic implication. Example, subsidy policy, price policy, credit policy, they all have a short-term focuses. In natural resources economics, long-term policy is must for sustainable use of natural resources. For example, forest policy, water policy, land policy, they all have a short-term focuses. These are the difference between the agriculture economics and natural resource economics. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to channel and share with your friends. Thank you once again.